Well, good evening, gang, and welcome to It's All About Arts. My name is Glenn Williams, and I'm your host. And to my right and to your left, of course, is the lovely Amanda Lamoureux.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Amanda. How are you?
Hello, I'm excellent. How are you?
Great. We haven't been together in a week. It
I
was
know.
been like forever.
Forever.
Is everything well, I hope, with you?
Yes,
Did you have a
everything
nice
is good.
holiday?
I did. How was your Labor Day?
It was very nice. I was ensconced in music. I was doing a lot of recording and a lot of things going on in the studio, which is always very, very exciting.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and I want to remind everybody we're coming to you live from our beautiful studios here at BNN-TV, and you're more than welcome to join us if you'd like. We're at 617-708-3290. Davey and the great staff of BNN are in the other room answering the phone, so if you feel like joining us, please feel free to give us a call and let us know what's going on artfully in your community. And as well, we are simulcasting on WBCA, which is 102.9 on your FM dial. So all you cats that's trapped in traffic out there, you're listening to us. Thank you very much for tuning in on our new radio station. Well, it's not new anymore, I guess.
know.
I mean,
New-ish.
New-ish. We've been at it for a little while, and
All right.
and we're very proud of all the things that are going on here at WBCA, which is an affiliate of BNN, which is Boston Neighborhood Network.
Yes.
So, how are you? What did you do for your birthday? Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. So it's actually a funny story.
Okay.
My boyfriend and I drove to Connecticut to go to Buttonwood Farms, and they have a sunflower maze and just fields of sunflowers.
Janice,
And
I
they
love that.
updated the date to take it down by a day. And so when we got there, it was the day before my birthday, and they had mowed the entire thing down. But what's better is the corn maze started the next day, so there was one day of the summer that they didn't have any maze, and it was the day
Your birthday.
that we went. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But we
to
made
hear
the
that.
best of it.
I
It was
hope you
good.
made up for that.
Yeah.
Did he look at the calendar?
He did. He's actually really good. They had updated the date because he had planned this a couple months in advance.
Oh,
so I
I
think
see,
maybe
I
the
see.
weather had
Yeah,
gotten
yeah.
to the sunflowers because it was an extremely hot summer. So,
Well, you
but
had
it's a good
nice-
story,
you had a
right?
nice
I did. I had a great
24th birthday.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good. Well, school's back, everybody. So remember that when you're backing out of your driveways and driving around listening to us on WBCA, make sure that you keep an eye out for our younger citizens. They are out and about.
Sure.
Today was like the first day of full school, full steam ahead.
I know everyone's Facebook page has a picture of their children with the first grade, first day of kindergarten.
Well, Janice took a picture of me off on my first day
Yeah.
with my backpack.
Yeah. Ready for school?
Going to school. It was cool.
Yeah.
And but the kids are so excited to be back at school. You know, you say, oh, kids, oh, they don't want to. The younger kids, the elementary school kids, are just so stoked to be
Yeah.
back at school.
New clothes, back
Yeah.
to their friends.
Yeah, back to their friends, and we're teaching a little differently than traditionally. We're a little longer. Our school day is longer.
And this is new this year,
And
right?
this is new this year. So right at 2 o'clock, I start to get a little tired, but I got 2 more hours to go. So I gotta get that
Wide
extra
awake.
cup of coffee back in there.
Yep.
But it's been fun, and this is the show where we're going to talk a little bit about Porch Fest coming up. Porch Fest is next Saturday, which is the 17th.
And you'll be playing in it,
I
correct?
will be playing. I'll be playing on Poplar Street. Is it 266? 266 Poplar Street. I'm very proud to be playing at that location. It's a couple of things. Personally, it's a place where a couple of my students live there, and so I'm going to get a chance to play for them and their friends.
Nice.
It's also the oldest house in Roslindale,
I love old houses.
and this place is unbelievable.
The charm. There's so
It's
much charm.
Charm.
Yeah.
It's an incredible place. So I'm very excited about playing Porch Fest. It's next weekend. The sets start at 1:30 and 3 o'clock and 4:30. Now, there are 80 bands playing, 80 performers on about 60 porches. So it's going to be music around every corner. You're not going to be able to walk down the streets of Rosendale without hearing live music or poetry or
Now,
or
do they all
something
play
going
at once, or do they have scheduled times?
There's scheduled times. So in other words, somewhere in Rosendale, there's going to be 20 bands starting at 1:30. Somewhere in Rosendale, at 3 o'clock, there's going to be 25 bands starting to play.
Wow.
So, see, the premise behind it isn't for one person to go out and see all these bands. The opportunity and the idea is that people in their community are going to be able to say, you know, we're having so Ramona Silva's playing on our porch. Let's have a little barbecue. Let's have a little block party.
Right.
And after she's done, right around the corner at someone else's house, so-and-so is Mr. Kurt is playing or something, you know? So it's more of a community building thing than it is to get as many bands in as you can. So that's kind of the
bringing
fun
people
thing.
together and entertaining and
Well, it's giving people an opportunity to get out of their houses and meet the guy 2 or 3 doors down.
that they didn't know before.
You know, when I played last year, I played on Penfield Street. It was great because the woman the house I was playing at was new to the community. And she really didn't know her neighbors that well. So what she did was she decided to have an open house right after I was done playing.
Nice.
So she invited all her neighbors. So I ended up playing to like 30 or 40 people, which is kind of a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Sitting on someone's porch and doing my thing. And it was fun.
And it's a great last hurrah for the summer, if you will.
Yes, it is. Well, it's kind of like the last hurrah, but Open Studios is right a couple of weeks later.
Right.
So it's kind of like a cool thing. There's all kinds of important community artful things going on.
Excellent.
We have a jam-packed show tonight.
I know, I'm
You
excited.
know what we're going to do? We're going to talk really quickly about our great benefactors, the people that keep us here on the
Street?
air. Right, Boston Main Street has been affiliated with this program for many years now. We're really, really proud of our partnership with them. They're the volunteer-driven organization that helps revitalize business districts around the community. There's about 22 of them in Boston. What they do is they work with the property owner to get them the right demographics so they know the business to put in the storefront down front. And then the design committee comes and helps them design their storefront, make it look like a very cool place you want to go and shop. And then the promotions committee, which puts on farmers markets and brings people down into the business district. So if you see anybody wearing a Main Street t-shirt, please thank them for Amanda and I, because they're only doing it because they love their community just like you do.
Right.
Which is kind of cool.
Very cool.
The other thing we like to talk about, so tell me, Amanda, how much have you learned about this great building now that you've been here?
I love this building.
Isn't this a great place?
Yes.
Yeah.
So from what I gather, this was the old place where they had the generators to move the carts for the railroad.
The railroad, the
pass?
elevated MBTA line. This is where they did all. That's right.
Okay.
No, you got it
And
right.
what's really charming is the fact that they saved all the doors and they put them up so that people can see. So
Yeah.
it kind of takes you back to a simplified life where technology was not.
It's a historically preserved place.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and one of the things I like is they saved the crane
Yeah.
that they used to use to pick up the generators, so that someone, you know, the lowest guy in the totem pole would climb underneath it and
Wouldn't want to be that guy.
tighten up that bolt that's squeaking.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of what they do. But the cool thing about this place is what it is it's community access. This is where people get to come and learn how to do television production, where you get to learn how to do lighting, how to work these amazing cameras. We have people from the various universities and colleges coming in here and learning on live TV, how to do TV.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
And there's 2 stations. There's this station. Let's say you have a nonprofit and you want to come in and talk about your mission statement and you want to do all kinds of stuff like that. This is the place you'd go. It's live. People can call in and ask. There's a staff. There's you know, give and take like this. You can bring in guests with you. Then there's the other side, which is more becoming a member and taking those classes and stuff. You know what? Can we just turn the station real quick over to see what's happening over on Channel 23? We'll be back in just a second. Don't go away. But let's just see what's going on over on Channel 23.
I'm David.
I'm Ted.
Yes, and we have a great show for you. We have a viewer question that was sent in. So Ted, give us the viewer question.
The question is, where's the bathroom?
That's a good question. What did you always tell me about when people wanted to know where the bathrooms are?
What did I ever say?
Like, you know, you should always ask people where the bathrooms are because you never know when an emergency will arise.
That's right. That's right. I'm glad you remind me of that. So, you know, the thing is, I guess we need to know that. We should have a map.
Right, we should, yes,
Yeah.
yes. But you know, viewer questions are always important.
Hey,
We always
Morgan.
send. Yes, Morgan. We have a new guest, Morgan.
Hello.
Morgan is. Morgan, you are the new radio person here.
Yeah.
Radio director.
station.
Well, welcome to Front of Spoken Life.
Thank you.
Yes. So how's everything going?
It's going great.
Do you have any questions for us? Because we are Front Desk Live. We always try to answer questions for people at the front desk.
Well, important question for the front desk, I'm sure. Where's the admin wing?
To the left, no left, and down the hall.
Perfect. That's where I work.
Oh,
See
good.
you all
Oh,
later.
see you later. That's Front Desk Live.
So there is what's going on the other station. See, what the idea is, what you do is you learn how to use the cameras, you know how to do the editing. That obviously is a post-production piece, because they haven't really gotten to the editing part yet. But it's quality TV, and it's you doing it. It's your opportunity to get behind the camera, get in the editing booth and do all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in doing that, go to www.bnntv.org, and that'll get you right straight to the people that know how to do it. Jim Atwood would be a great person to click on and ask him any questions you may have to join us here at BNN.
Right?
There'll be a meeting at 4. But that's great. Listen, gang, you know what? We've got a packed show.
We do.
We're going to take a real quick break because I have a special guest I want to get on. Someone from the South Boston Arts Association is going to join us for just a quick second. There's an event coming up that we want to touch base with. So listen, gang, we'll be back in just a very few seconds. Don't go away. You're watching BNN TV's It's All About Arts. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back, gang. Thanks an awful lot for hanging in there with us. This is a quick special segment of It's All About Arts, because we've got old friend from South Boston Arts Association has come in to join us because there's an event coming up, a very important event we wanted to make sure that you got to know about. It's my great pleasure to invite back to the studio, but this time on camera, to Lorie Walsh. Hello, how are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming in. Tell me about how's South Boston Arts Association doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, we've been striving to have a cultural space for a cultural center in South Boston, and to no avail. We tried the old police station, but we think we may have a chance with the new Boston Edison development. So we're going to the nice meeting this Wednesday night, so we're trying. Right.
There's an event coming up that you wanted to talk a little bit about.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what that is.
Thank you so much. This is the Shoveltown 10-minute minute play festival. It's at Easton.
Is this something people submit plays to? Or?
Yes, there's a board and there's several plays admitted, and they choose 10.
Yep.
They're 10 minutes long, and it involves families, young, middle age, all age groups of actors. It's wonderful.
Okay.
The young woman who started it is Paula Grenier, who started the Steadfast School of Music in Easton several years ago, and Vicki Laurie teaches drama there. The two of them got both their talents together, and last year started their first festival here. And I have to mention, it's in the most gorgeous,
I hear
historic.
that the place it's going to be at. This building is amazing.
Yes.
And what are the dates for that?
Oh yes, thank you. It's September 23rd and September 24th, 7:30 p.m. That's a Friday, Saturday night. But it's a joyful occasion, involves many. But the old building, it was built in 1886, H.H. Richardson architecture, and it's a lovely, glorious building, the Oak Ames Memorial Hall.
How many
And
plays are you expecting for the festival?
It's 10 plays, 10 minutes.
10 10-minute plays.
Yes, and they had a fairly good success last year for the first time, and so we're encouraging it again. The reason they call it the Shovel Town 10-minute play is the town in the 1800s started the Oak Ames had the shovel festival, the shovel factory there, and they built high-quality iron shovels that for the gold mining and to build railroads during the Civil War.
Okay.
So that's why they call it. So they're very proud of their heritage
course.
there.
Well,
so,
this is a very exciting thing. How's my buddy Dan doing over in Southie?
Wonderful,
Dan
wonderful.
Nicole, great old friend of mine.
Yes, he is.
He's been on the show many, many times, and we've
talented, and he's done a wonderful new mural at Castle Island.
Great, I heard about
Irish
that.
artist,
Yeah.
and he's wonderful. So
well, that's fabulous, Laurie. I want to thank you. That's September 28th and
no, so September 23rd to 24th.
through the 24th.
And
7:30. And
yes.
tickets can be got at. Where do you go? What's the website?
Well, the tickets can be at brownpapertickets.com, or their website is the Steadfast School of Music and Arts.com.
That's the place to go.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here.
Much.
Come back and we can have more time to talk.
Thank you.
Okay, that'd
Thank
be great.
you.
Listen, gang, you're watching It's All About Arts. My name's Glenn. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes with Laurie's, without Laurie, sorry. Sorry. With Amanda's piece, we'll be back in just a couple of seconds. Do not go away. Thank you. Well, welcome back, gang. Thanks an awful lot for hanging in there with us here at It's All About Arts. I do want to remind you that if you want to see this program again, it will be on our YouTube station. If you go to YouTube and dial in It's All About Arts and the number 1, that'll get you right to the place where all of these programs are being saved and being featured. Also, if you go, please go join our Facebook page. Our Facebook is It's All About Arts, which is our kind of cool Facebook page. We're climbing ever closer to a gajillion likes, and we'd like you to be part of all of that. And also, if you're out there in your car, please thank you for listening to us on our simulcast on the radio at WBCA 102.9 on your FM dial. But right now, it's time for our weekly feature with Amanda. Amanda is going to be doing its Monday Motivational Mondays with Amanda.
Thanks, Glenn. Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Motivational Mondays. I hope you all had an excellent Labor Day weekend. And the quote for this week is, "We are all faced with a series of great opportunities brilliantly disguised as impossible situations." So many of us know that life will hand you incredible situations that are so hard to get over, and it is so easy to fall into the poor me mentality. And you're thinking, why is it me and not someone else? But life has a funny way of giving you situations that allow you an opportunity to learn and to grow. Maybe you were supposed to, gain a better sense of resiliency, or maybe you were supposed to grow a bit of compassion for other people. So next time you find yourself in a situation that you're incredibly not happy about, just remember that life has a way of teaching you things when you're not expecting it, and that's what we have for you for today. Back to Glenn.
Thank you, Amanda. That's great. I always like to take Amanda's things with me to make sure that, I keep myself motivated and keep my energy high. But speaking of something pretty inspirational, I've been so fortunate being a teacher that I every now and then get to meet somebody who kind of puts me in a great space where I know that there's talent out there, and there are people that care an awful lot about their music. And I am right now about to introduce you to such a person, Kathleen Terrey. Hello, how are you, Kathleen? Thank you so much for coming in today. Mm-hmm. You are an actress. Mm-hmm. Can we say that?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. You're an actress, but you're also a singer, and you do musicals. You're involved in doing. What kind of motivated you to start to want to do that at such a young age?
Well, I guess I kind of started off with plays, and then a lot of my friends transitioned into musicals. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of went with the flow and fell in love with it. It's just really fun to do.
One of the things I've discovered about you, it's not always, it's sometimes they're pretty traditional parts.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a very successful short run with was it Cinderella?
Yeah.
You played one of the sisters, right? Or who did you play?
No.
I'm sorry.
I was in the ensemble.
You were in the ensemble. Okay, but you've done these parts in the past, right?
For my school. I
For
was
your
a sister.
school. Where do you go to school?
The Jackson School.
Now that's in
Newton.
In Newton. Okay. When did you? Well, let's get this part. Let's get this part out of the way, folks. Okay. How old are you?
I am 11.
You're 11. How long have you been singing? And I don't mean
I don't
professionally
know.
on stage. I mean, when did you kind of say, "Oh my goodness, I know how to sing"?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Maybe around the age of 6.
6 or 7? Okay, no, that's good. Because I think part of one of the things that stops a lot of people from continuing on to be performers or getting involved in this is kind of I can't do this.
Yeah.
But you like it.
Yeah.
You like getting on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk a little bit about that preparation, about getting on stage. Do you still get nervous?
Only if it's a play. Only if it's a play in a place where I don't know a lot of people, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You feel more comfortable if there's people out there that you know and you kind of feel comfortable with?
Yeah. Also, the size of the play counts. So when I'm doing school plays, I don't get as nervous as when I'm doing community theater.
Okay. Have you been involved in community theater in the past?
Yeah.
Now, I understand you probably, this is kind of new news, I guess, kind of, but you just had an audition.
Yes, I did.
For kind of a pretty serious play that's coming up. Let's not talk about what we don't know yet, but let's talk about that whole auditioning part, because I know that there's a lot of people, a lot of young kids that are watching the show tonight, because we did a big blast that you were going to be here. Yeah. That might want to know, well, I might want to do something like that. What goes into auditioning and I mean, is it you just see something that you hear about something through one of the groups that you're in, and then you go and kind of audition for it?
Yeah, usually I hear about them from my friends, or a lot of times if you do school theater, what happens is that you might get recommended by one of the directors for another.
Okay. But then you still have to get up and kind of show them your stuff.
So pretty much the worst thing you can do when you go up there is not sing.
Okay.
So if you do what you thought you were going to do and sing, then that's the best you can do. Mm-hmm. But if you don't sing, then they know that you have a little bit of stage fright, which I mean, even if you do, it's fine. You can get over it, but it's not a good impression.
Probably not a good impression to go up there and fall down.
Yes. Well, I mean.
Unless it's called for.
Yes.
Could be something they want you to do. I've only been involved in it a little bit. I mean, I wasn't quite as young or as fresh to the business as you are, but I have gone through it a little bit. And you know what's always gotten me sometimes? I get up there and start, and I get the...
Oh, yeah, the stop.
That can't be good, you know? But it's not always bad, is it?
No.
Yeah, sometimes maybe they've heard what they needed to hear.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, if they tell you to stop, it's not the end of the world. It's the end of your song, but I mean, it's just, they want to hear as much from a good person as they want to hear from someone who's not as talented. So it's just how it works, kind
Yeah.
of.
Now, do you get to, how much time do you put into learning parts? And I think it's called your go-to. Is there a go-to song or thing that you do for auditions?
Not as much a thing. Just kind of, yeah. I usually have a song, but the thing that happens sometimes is that you'll use that song for multiple theaters, and then you'll need a different song.
Because you're coming around again.
Yeah. So, to show them that you just can't, you're not a one-trick pony, pretty much.
A one-trip pony. I like that. I'm getting the jog in here. This is good. This is very cool. What's one of your go-to songs?
Stepsister's Lament from Cinderella.
Okay.
Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella.
See, this isn't pop top 40 stuff.
No.
No, and I have to tell you, I'm going to confess, I've had the incredible honor of being able to work with Kathleen on some of her pieces and stuff, and I get blown away all the time. But we worked on, what was the one we worked on?
Popular?
Popular.
Yes.
And that's from what?
Wicked.
From Wicked, and bang, out of the park. It was so much fun to do that, and I guess that's now kind of one of your go-tos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, would you use that song if it was a different kind of play?
You usually you won't usually find a play that doesn't use traditional show tune like the genre. It just, you usually want to use a show tune.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah. You're not going to get up there and sing "Let It Be" by the Beatles.
Yeah. Well, you could. I mean, you can do that, but you just kind of want to show people that you can sing in the same range kind of as the play.
There's also that stage presence thing too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you got to show them that you're not going to turn your back and run and scream. Well, I have to say congratulations on getting to this show. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. But what do you see in the future for yourself? Do you see this as something you're going to stick with for a little while, and maybe make some headway, and maybe get a little?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Does it take confidence?
Yes.
Okay, great. Kathleen, I want to thank you so much. How's school? Back to school?
It's good.
Your classmates okay? Teacher treating you good? I certainly hope so. They better be. Thank you very much. Oh, how'd the soccer game go the other day?
Oh, we lost.
She does everything, guys. I can't tell you. It's amazing. I went over to the barbecue the other day, and I was waiting to say hello to her. She was off at a soccer game someplace, which is kind of cool. Are there any instruments in your future?
No.
You're not going to play drums or any bass or something like that? Shucks. Okay. Thanks, honey. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. I hope I didn't hurt you too much.
No, it's fine.
No? Okay, good. Listen, gang, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We've got plenty of show to go. Listen, thank you very much for being here. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Kiddo, thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to show some films of you performing. Do we have any of that stuff in the archives?
I don't think so.
No? Well, we're going to have to work on that. Get some stuff we can show. We'll bring you back and we'll talk about some of your experiences again, okay? You promise to come back again?
Yes.
That'll be great. Listen, gang, you're watching It's All About Arts. We're going to take a quick break here, change some things around, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thanks an awful lot out there at WBCA for listening. And we'll be, well, like I said, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Thanks.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back, gang. Thanks an awful lot for hanging in there with us. She's just a delight to talk to, and I can't tell you how much fun we actually have when we spend the short amount of time we have together to kind of go over music and stuff. I actually set up the recording studio so she can stand there and sing along with some backing tracks to different songs, and we have so much fun doing that. Listen, gang, I want to remind everybody that we are simulcasting on WBCA 102.9 on your FM dial. And thank you for all you cats out there that are listening to us as you're running around Jamaica Pond or the Arnold Arboretum or just stuck in traffic on Washington Street. Thanks an awful lot for tuning in with us. We really do appreciate it. But right now, it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce you to a very, very accomplished artist and supporter of the arts, and somebody who's been involved in the arts for a long time with a gallery and with a shop and all that great stuff. Rachel Goldberg, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to It's All About Arts.
Thank you.
How
what a pleasure.
are you?
I'm doing terrific.
Good. Tell me a little bit. We're going to go back in the Wayback Machine. I want to talk about the gallery and stuff that you guys were running. Where was that?
The gallery was actually in Stuart, Florida, which is a little town north of West Palm Beach. And it was a very unique, a wonderful contemporary gallery in a town that had never really seen all of that.
Well, it was contemporary work, mainly?
Yes, and we were able to really find, people that were very special, very unique, that came from all over. It actually became an international gallery.
Oh, nice.
And we were able to bring in music with it. Because we
How
wanted
did you get the music in there? You'd have performers?
We'd have performers. We did a jazz night. Because we really, my partner, Michael Penn, we felt that the arts are just so much more effective and wonderful when you combine it with music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no question.
So our aspirations were to really open up this little town And we ended up being the longest lasting gallery that stayed there. It doesn't sometimes happen that, it's a southern town that's growing, but the arts have not taken on quite the way that one would want, but we were able to really attract people. They came from other areas, and all of our shows had a theme, and each theme was, socially, relevant and very important, and hit on topics that we felt we wanted to share with the community.
Right. So it's not Rosendale or Jamaica Plain or Cambridge, right?
It isn't. It could be, and
it should be.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for putting the seed in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that you made quite an impression on the people that were there, and especially giving contemporary artists a space, and I think that's so important, especially where there's a lack of space. But you weren't so much a visual artist at the time, were you?
No, I would describe myself as being a quintessential entrepreneur. And, my career path is very different. I went to Florida. I had, parents that were ill. And when we got there and found that there really wasn't any culture that, we were used to, being Bostonians, we decided that we would bring it.
Yeah.
So what we did is, we opened this gallery.
Found a space and filled it with art.
Made it happen.
Exactly. And in the process, my background is I'm a psychiatric nurse. I also have run agencies, worked in nonprofits. I have taught graduate school, done women's studies, and it goes on, and started many businesses. So I presently do commercial real estate, commercial finance, and in the process of being in the gallery, I had my iPad, and I think because I'm somewhat competitive by nature, and I don't like to be left out, I just sat there with my iPad, and I started to really create. And people would say, this is really interesting, but it took me a long time to actually come into a space psychologically where I could say I'm an artist.
Oh, I totally relate to that. I got thrown into it too, and I was like, had to go on camera and say, hi, I'm an artist. I'm like, what?
Exactly, because I couldn't feel at that point that I really could own it.
Right.
I felt like I could own all the other things that I had done, and I could comfortably say I'm a businesswoman, I'm a therapist, and whatever, but it took a long time, and people would say, well, when are you going to show? What are you going to do? And because I felt that this was truly a gift, that it was coming from somewhere else, that I couldn't really define, that I really sat with it for a long time and just kept creating and creating and creating. And still I'm working on, what it feels like and what that role really means to me.
Right. Is it because it's a gift that it's something that should be fostered and something that should be not only, I'm trying to find the right word, it's not treasured, but because it's a gift, you're going to work it.
Yes, and it's, I feel that when I create, and I've heard artists say this so much, and I really didn't get it, that, they get into this zone and that it really comes to them, and it's not really them that's doing it, that something really takes over.
That's very true.
It's almost like we're a conduit for something higher.
Yes.
Something coming through.
And it's true, but I didn't really know it was true
until
it started really happening.
You feel it. It's absolutely a feeling, because when you're done, you're exhausted.
Yes.
There's so much energy being spent, isn't there?
Yeah.
If you had to categorize yourself as a kind of artist, I'll throw a couple out: photographer, sculptor, painter, abstract, realist. What kind of artist? If that drop-down menu on the website, you had to pick one.
I would say, and what I call myself is, I'm an inspired storyteller.
Okay. Ooh, I like that.
And my works are really truly coming from the soul. They're coming from the spirit, and they're there to really, help people to heal and to empower people.
Well, that's good. So there's therapy involved.
Absolutely.
Does it help you?
Oh, it totally helps me. I mean, it's sort of. Because I live with a lot of stress with all my other businesses and so forth.
I know the name. Go ahead.
It's just a wonderful space to be.
Right, and a good outlet, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, there's absolutely nothing that interferes with it. I feel very peaceful, very quiet, and I feel that the gift really came to me.
Right. Do you feel emotionally attached to the pieces?
It's funny because I'm prolific. I mean, it's almost embarrassing to be so prolific. But I could sit and do this and do this and do this and do this for extensive periods of time. I mean, they just keep coming and flowing.
But separating yourself with a piece because now it's going to hang in someone's den.
I can.
You can.
I
See, there's
can.
a lot of people that can't do that.
Yeah.
That's very difficult
Yeah.
for them to do, especially when there's an emotional attachment to the piece, you know? It's difficult.
Well, I want to share it. And I feel that if somebody, you know, really, if it resonates with somebody and with their soul and with that spirit, that I feel it's just going out into, you know, into a new place
do
to
its
be
work.
shared.
Right.
And yeah,
Continuing
to
on.
do its work.
exactly.
What's your medium?
Everything I do is digital.
Okay.
So I'm doing it all, it's all computer art.
Yeah.
But it's very surreal, it's very sort of impressionistic. You know, people compare it to all different other types of, you know, works and other painting styles because you can do this on your computer.
Is it Photoshop?
I don't use Photoshop.
No?
I've come
Come
up
on, give us some secrets here.
you know, people ask me how I do it, and you know, I think what's happened is that through the journey of discovery, I've used so many different apps that I probably have, you know, like 80, 85 that I've combined. And
So
now,
making the journey itself is the art.
yes. Yes, it really is, and they just come out. I mean, they
Yeah.
just sort of know where they want to go, what color they want to be. I like texture, I like
too.
color, and I like the stories. I feel like someone is telling me the stories.
Well, we've got some of your pieces, and I want to make sure we have time to get them in. If we could show them, then tell us a short little what we're looking at would be very helpful.
Because I do, most of my work, though men really enjoy it also, is very female-centered.
Yeah.
And, you know, this piece is, you know, a piece showing the spiritual journey of a woman who is, you know, is searching for meaning. And, you know, the journey of a woman and what she goes through and the cycles and so forth tend to be the theme of, you know, I'd say a major percentage of my work.
Beautiful. Look at this.
It's very interesting.
This is also, this is, you know, Deep in Contemplation is the name of it. And because my world is a totally multicultural world, I want my art to be that also. So it is, you know, really to show the nuances of differences of human beings, but basically the same soul, the same spirit.
I love the purples in this are just knocking me out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
And again, you know, the themes of searching, of searching and, you know, trying to find that special place, you know, inside all of us, which is really similar. And I feel particularly now that it's so important and, you know, the work that I do, I really wanted to bring people together. Like I want the show that I'm going to do is going to be on the empowerment of women, and you know it's going to have, you know, women from different cultural backgrounds, and you know just their journey and what that journey really means.
Right, and their story.
Exactly. This is an interesting piece, which I think you know ties into, you know, the flight of the universe and where are we and where are we headed and what is it that we know and what is it that we're searching for, because there's always an element of the search.
That's correct.
And what we think we know.
Yes. This is a more recent piece that I did, and again, I love to bring the city into the work, you know, because I feel that the city is such a vibrant place, and it almost has a feeling of, you know, Rockefeller Center or, you know, the movement down below, and I like the movement, the color, and I think the tapestry that it all creates, you know, sort of shows the story that this woman wanted to tell me, which just came out in whatever way she wanted to tell it. It started out differently, and she told it the way that she wanted to me. And
well, that right there is the answer to a lot of questions, because you're letting the painting talk. You're letting the piece of art talk to you in directed,
absolutely.
You know, show its
I like
direction.
that one.
Yeah, this was definitely, very primal. I feel a lot of the works are primal. They come from someplace that I couldn't really define. I don't know where it came from exactly or why they come, but this, really brought me back historically into, some part of history that obviously I didn't participate in. But, there is an image that to me seems like a ship.
Yeah, also puzzle pieces.
I see some big schooner ship departing on some mysterious
And I see
journey.
puzzle pieces and also like human shadows.
Yes.
And I like people to tell me what they see.
Right.
Because I often don't see the same things.
Right.
This again is
More city in here, right?
yes. This is a city, and you can see the little symbol of love on the bottom. Because most of them they really are about love. They're about love, and they're about the heart. And I feel it's art from the heart, and that it really is just conveying that. It's like opening the heart so that we have something that we can collectively share and individually, hopefully enjoy.
That's great. That's great. Let me see. Art from the heart.
I know, that sounds like a tagline.
I do have a new CD coming
And it lives on.
Let's talk a little bit about that whole process. All right. Are you mulling over where this thing is going to go, or how it's going to start, or are you sitting there at your computer and the big screen in front of you, and you just kind of start with one layer and then maybe throw something else and then start to discover where you're going to go? Is it a journey?
It is a journey. It definitely is.
Yeah.
And I don't know the destination until it sort of shows.
Well, what happens when you know you're done?
You just know it's done. I don't have, the issue that I know a lot of people, have in terms of,
Well, there's Control Z. You can always back up.
Yes, you can. You have that ability.
That's
That
true.
ability in digital art is that Control Z, which it kind of takes away that. No, I've gone too far. It doesn't work with acrylic paint.
Nope.
Exactly.
Sure doesn't.
No, you're absolutely right. That's one of the really, fun things about it.
Yeah, so it can be something that you can mull over a long time.
And you
How
can
long
always
did-
go back.
Being so prolific, I mean, you brought us 40 pieces. Guys, we have just scratched the surface of the amount of material that Michelle has done. I mean, we just scratched the surface. Are you working on multiple pieces?
I usually work on one at a time.
One at a time. Get it done and move on.
And I'm a new artist, so I've only been doing this for less than 4 years.
That's amazing.
Do you have a website or a place that people could find more information about you?
I
Or some of your
do.
pieces?
What I call it is attitude, because I feel it has.
There it is again.
It
Oh, you
does
go.
have
That's
attitude.
yours, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you can't have it, but you can enjoy it. So it's attitude. It's Rachel Goldberg Attitude.com.
Perfect.
Is the website.
Do you have a show? You have a show coming up in a couple of weeks.
I'm going to do a show in Jamaica Plain. The show
Where?
which will be on Center Street.
I know Jamaica Plain real well.
It will be in my real estate, where I do my real estate.
Oh, you're posting it yourself.
Yeah, because we have had a gallery, so we love
yeah.
doing shows. I mean, we love curating.
Really?
So part of the fun for me is really curating
Right.
it, and hopefully, being able to show the work.
Do you need a little balladeer on his ukulele in the
Oh, I
corner?
do.
Corner
Oh,
just
do.
doodling?
The music is the major part
Yeah.
that we really enjoy.
How
We
do you,
put it
do
together.
you actively look for the music that's going to match the artwork?
It all really comes.
It just
Like
comes,
somebody
it
will
happens.
come, maybe it'll be you, maybe it
No,
will be somebody else that will say that they'd like to be a part of it. So the music, I love the blues, so the blues, the jazz, with the art.
We talked about Wally's before.
Yes, yes,
You're an original
absolutely.
Bostonian, aren't you? Were you here? Did you start here?
I actually grew up in a little town. I grew up in Maine, and as soon as I realized you can leave Maine, I came here. So I've really been here for.
You're
So
telling me I
how
don't
many
have to be
things?
here?
There's buses, you
Yeah.
can leave. I
Wow.
was so thrilled.
We went to Maine for the first time. I've never
really
been to
funny.
Maine. I might have been there in the 70s. I'm not sure. But we went to Algonquin. We went to
Yes,
the
it's
beautiful
beautiful.
museums. Oh my goodness, the
It's
shore.
beautiful to visit. It's gorgeous.
And then we went all the way up to what's the name of it?
Bahaba buffet.
Bahaba, went all the way up to Bahaba. Oh my God.
It's sensational.
It's just an amazing time.
It really is. Lovely place to visit.
Thank you so much for
Oh, a
coming.
pleasure.
Yeah, your
Thank you
pleasure.
for having me.
Let's not be strangers.
Thank
Let's
you.
get you back in here.
Thank you so
talk
much.
some more about your work, because I find it fascinating. I mean,
Thank you. I
and
appreciate
Let's
that.
get you back in around the time of the show.
Wonderful.
Okay.
A pleasure meeting both of you.
Yes.
It's my pleasure.
I love
Thank
the
you.
show, by the way.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Yeah.
much. Listen, that's it. Thank you, Amanda, of course.
Thank you, what?
That was fun. Listen, thank you very much, Lorie. Thank you, Kathleen. Great show. Listen, gang, get out there and do something artful for yourself this week. We've given you plenty to do. We got Porch Fest coming up this Saturday. Open Studios is going to be a couple of weeks after that. I think Open Studios is in Jamaica Plain next weekend as well. But listen, get out there and do something artful for yourself, please. Now's the time. Thanks for listening in on WBCA 102.9 on your FM dial. For all you cats, thank you. We've given you the websites. If you go to our website, or It's All About Arts, you'll get all of the website information so you can share in some of these great pieces of art and that we've been talking about today. And listen, like we like to say every week, please keep in the forefront of your minds our mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews on foreign soil. Please remember them in all of your artful endeavors. And listen, we'll dig in next week. The Greek show's back. Don't go away, because those cats will be with us in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you next week, okay? Bye-bye now.
Thank you.